If you guys are looking for a place to get some reliable Ultimate Team coins, be sure to check the link in the description below to cointraders.co and use code LEGACY for 5% off of your purchase. How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a European Team of the Year prediction video, and before we even get this started, I do want to be perfectly clear. This is a speculation Team of the Year. There is zero guarantees, as far as I know, that there is going to be a European Team of the Year. But with the leaks of an offensive Team of the Year being all North American players last week, a lot of people are assuming we're going to see a European Team of the Year. We will obviously have a better idea of that tonight when there is an all offensive Team of the Year release, and if it is all North American players, so on and so forth. But I just want you guys to keep that in mind. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get this started with our guy on the first line. I think you can already guess who is going to be probably the biggest slam dunk for a Team of the Year this year out of everybody, and that is Nikita Kucherov. The guy's been amazing this year, no questions asked, 95 overall. He will have that 99 because he is on the first line. And then second we have is none other than Leon Draisaitl, currently a 91 overall, 43 goals, 48 assists this year, having a very, very solid season for Leon Draisaitl. And I should say, when I say European, I should just say non-American Team of the Year. I'd assume they might call it European, they might just call it non-American, but with what, like 70-some% of the league from North America, it leaves a lot of opportunity for some of these European guys to get a Team of the Year now if this is the road they decide to go down. But finishing off our first line is Mikko Rantanen, a 93 right now. Again, 31 goals, 56 assists, looking like a 99 overall for Rantanen. If there is one guy, though, that can dethrone Rantanen on that first line, it is Alex Ovechkin. The guy, you know, when you lead the league in goals, typically EA is going to reward you for that. Now, whether they give you first line, second line, third line, you never know. But what's interesting about Ovechkin is he's a 98 overall right now. I can't imagine them giving him a 97 overall for the Team of the Year. But EA has already shown they are more than willing to break their own Team of the Year rules for 99s for the first line, 97s for the second line. So I'd like to say Ovechkin's going to get a 99. I can't imagine a 97 Team of the Year. That would probably not look very good. So I guess Ovi's either being forced on a first line, or he's going to be one of them rare exceptions where the second liner gets a 99. Then we have Elias Lindholm. What a season this line has had this season. Elias Lindholm being a big part of that. 27 goals, 50 assists this season. Looking pretty solid for that second line Team of the Year. And that leaves us with one more guy for the second line. We're going to Columbus. Well, temporarily for Columbus. He might be on Columbus for like another, what, 9 games? Hopefully it's more than 9 games, so we're, you know, making playoffs. But possibly for only 9 more games, and that is young lad himself, Artemi Panarin, still only at that 88 overall. Hasn't been graced with a whole lot of upgrades this year. His Evo has still been low, but his Evo price has been going up. I will throw that out there right now so you guys are aware. He was like 210K, 220K, but ever since the rumors of European Team of the Year have come out, Panarin has gone up, so do keep that in mind, and do keep in mind he is looking at about a 97 overall if I had to guess. I don't see a reason to give him a 99 with an exception like they have with Alex Ovechkin. Our third line is starting off with a man who is, again, already a 96 overall, but Malkin having a very Malkin-like year. Again, 66 games played, you know, missed some games due to injury, 21 goals, 50 assists. It's very Malkin-like, even in a year where there's a lot of higher scoring players this year. Malkin's still consistent right around there, just a little bit above a point per game. Looking at a third line spot, and again, like I said, 96. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that because he's already a 96. But we obviously can't rule it out because, you know, there's guys that already had 99 overalls like Crosby going into Team of the Year. They can't really give Crosby higher than a 99. Well, they could, I guess, if they wanted to be fancy and give him 100 overall. But it's very unlikely. We're going back to Colorado because why wouldn't everybody on that line that's just been killing it this year get a Team of the Year, correct? That is right. As Gabriel Landeskog would say, click on Nathan MacKinnon because he's good, better looking. Not really. That is not a shot at Gabriel Landeskog. A very nice Swede player. 33 goals, a 36 assists, a 69-point performance so far out of Gabriel Landeskog. 96 overall for sure is what he looks to be getting. Again, though, I can't stress enough, it's not guaranteed that, you know, it's a 99's first line, 96 third line, 97 second line. EA typically likes to change things up, so we'll see if they stand true to that or if they shake it up a little bit. Nonetheless, our very last player making the non-American Team of the Year, at least right now, and I should say this, I like to call these guys kind of like bubble players because there is a week left, but we did see EA supposedly, you know, leak the offensive Team of the Year a week ahead of time, so it could be getting very close to crunch time for these guys being locked in for their positions. But if they're not, You can see guys like Zibanejad or Teravainen possibly jump over a couple of these guys, but we have Nicholas Backstrom, 18 goals, 50 assists, 68 points. The thing with Nicholas Backstrom, though, he doesn't hold a lot of tiebreakers. You know, EA's going to look at that goal total. He only has 18. There's a lot of guys with more than that below him. So if he was to get, you know, between somebody like Teravainen or Zibanejad, maybe they get the nod because of that. One thing I did want to bring up, though, is what if there's a community team of the year? What if there is some other team of the year before this team of the year gets released? And say a guy like Backstrom or Kucherov's on that team of the year, then I would say, you know, Zibanejad, Teravainen, those guys move up the list because you would assume more than likely EA's not going to give you the same team of the year player on 2 different team of the years. So everybody moves up a rung on a list. So the first guy that I listed on the second line go to the first, third line second, etc., etc. So do keep that in mind as well. But let's go ahead and slide on over to the defense. And I like this with defense. There's a chance for a lot of fresh faces to get some points this year because there's not a lot of defensemen blowing the league out of the water outside of North America right now. But one player playing extremely well is Roman Josi, 15 goals, 40 assists, and I gotta be very careful when I say blowing them out of the water. I am talking offensive stats here. This is supposedly being speculated as a second offensive team of the year. For that being said, we're not looking at defensive performances. We're looking at offensive performances from these players. And for that reason, like I said, I'm not trying to take any shots at the Carlsons or the Hedmans of the world being bad defenders or anything. I'm just saying from a point production standpoint, the door is wide open. But our potential first liner with Roman Josi, what a season the Chicago Blackhawk himself has been having. Eric Gustafsson, the chance at a massive upgrade, a potential plus 20 here, 14 goals, 37 assists. Right now, I got him slotted in at that first line. And then going to our second line, 10 goals, 37 assists, 47 points for Victor Hedman this year. One of those guys I can already see people drooling over the chance of getting a 99 skate on a 6'6" defenseman. I can already see it. A 97 though. 97 for Hedman. That'll get him to the speed he needs to get to, but a 97 is what Hedman's looking like right now. And speaking of fast players, and speaking of very well-known defensemen outside of the Americans, is none other than San Jose Shark himself, and I am not quite sure what's going on with him. To be honest, I was like, wow, 42 points. I know that he's missed some games, and I know that, you know, he hasn't played all season, but only 42 points in a very, very offensive league this year, it seems, is Erik Karlsson. But you know what? At any point in time, he can turn it around, play very well. Right now, he is in prime position for that team of the year in the second line. Again, a 97 overall. And again, I will bring up some players that could potentially swap these guys out if something were to happen where they make another team of the year. Maybe the Mattias Ekholms, the Oliver Ekman-Larssons, the Klingbergs, Ristolainens. All those guys are fighting for one of them spots right there at the end. Right now, it is looking like Karlsson has the lead, though, out of all those players. But that does leave us with one last spot to hand out, and that is the goaltender of the Tampa Bay Lightning. None other than, whoa, fancy looking card. That is not the goaltender we're looking for, though. None other than Mr. All-Star himself, Andrei Vasilevskiy, and he's making himself a pretty good case for winning the Vezina this year, let alone just making a team of the year for non-American players. 35 wins, a .930 save percentage, and a 2.26 goals against average. And again, I'll bring it up in case something were to happen. We could see a Thomas Greiss or a Freddie Anderson slide in there. Heck, they might make the backup goalie role. It's hard telling if EA is going to give that to an AHLer, an NHLer, maybe an AHLer that came up to the NHL and did well for a little bit. We'll see. But those are a couple guys that can back him up. That is our Team of the Year predictions for the European Team of the Year. Again, keep in mind, it's not guaranteed to happen. It's speculation. But at the same time, I do know people like looking into them EVOs, and speculations, which you got to do sometime to make some coin. So let me know what you guys are thinking. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.